Before I begin, I want to acknowledge the Lenape people whose violently stolen land we stand on. I want to highlight the reality of colonization as a key driver behind the depths of speciesism that our fellow animals fall victim to and struggle through every day. I want to say thank you for having me here today. I'm so grateful to speak to you all and to stand beside you all and all of my fellow animals. I speak a lot about our fellow animals because it is critical that we do not forget that we all are animals. Us humans, Homo sapiens, we are not so different from the magnificently diverse array of other animal species that we share this earth with. We are different, but we are equal. Remembering that we're animals is a powerful way to feel solidarity with those of other species and to break down the wall between us and them. We live in a society full of us and them dichotomies, those of racism, sexism, classism, and speciesism. All of these are forms of oppression. All of these forms of oppression, the discrimination that comes from them, are at their core the same. A denied right to safety, to freedom, to life as an individual, not existence as a commodity. So let's talk about it from a fashion perspective. This is a short part of my new book, Total Ethics Fashion. We've been culturally conditioned to view some species as more worthy of moral consideration, similarly to the way in which we're conditioned to feel the same way about some genders, some races. It's not a coincidence that most of the women who are exploited to make our clothes are people of color. The decision to offer one gender, race, or species more safety than another is totally arbitrary, but it is the way our fashion system is. It is the way our entire system is. Exploitation exported to poorer, darker-skinned nations, women bearing the brunt of fashion's human pain, and of course, animals so abstracted through their exploitation that we don't really see them at all. As a society, we more easily justify wearing the skins of certain animals because we've inherited a system designed to allow us to do so. This is true through language. It's why fashion's advertisements so effectively greenwash and ethics wash profitable harm and violence. Language allows for cognitive dissonance and for distance. Distance from things like who made our clothes, from the reality of leather as skin, and from how we actually believe others should be treated on this planet. If we didn't allow for this distance, as a general human population, we would not all still be buying and selling clothes that we would hate to see produced. This distance is why so many of us humans pull up calfskin boots and we don't think about who bathed the skin in chromium, who held the knife, or what that person saw when that skin was pulled off the hot, wet carcass of a young calf who was sawn open after. We're encouraged to think of the glossy advertisements of the pretty model wearing those leather shoes. And it is by design that so many people cannot even begin to imagine what that calf's death looked like, what it smelled like, what it sounded like. Cows can sense distress through smell, and they do so in slaughterhouses full of nervous urine, dripping red knives, and wide-eyed, panicked animals. In slaughterhouses, they fight to live, they maintain their freedom, and they fight for it just as we would if we were in their place. But the fashion industry doesn't like to talk about this. It doesn't like to acknowledge any of this as an issue to overcome, and it certainly doesn't want to acknowledge its responsibility in it. And that's where we come in, all of us. Our role as activists is to eliminate this distance and dissonance. It is to highlight the suffering and oppression of our fellow animals that we know to be an unignorable injustice. To encourage others to join us and build a more just world. To push when we need to push. To envision what a global community could be like if we really did put all life, all species, and the planet we share before profit and further production. So today, and every day, let us hold our fellow animals in our hearts. Let us not forget the mink in the fur industry cage, The crocodile in yet another cage for supposedly luxurious skin sales. The kangaroo from the place I live, shot down in their natural habitat for football boots. They are the victims of the largest land-dwelling wildlife slaughter on this earth. The calf taken from his mother only to become a bag. The young lamb whose tail is cut off, her wool worn by someone else while she shivers. The duck who is packed tightly in a factory farm, their feathers soon to fill someone's coat. When we fight for them, we fight for us all. The life and well-being of us people, our fellow animals and the planet is inextricably linked. It cannot be disconnected. We are all a part of nature. We cannot protect some of us and not all of us. We cannot hurt some of us and not expect for the rest of us to also be hurt. Because we are all animals and we all deserve autonomy. We all deserve our freedom and we all deserve our lives. Thank you.